I always believed our home in Portland, Oregon was the safest place in the world. A simple two-story house, blue shutters, trim lawn, and neighbors who waved even when they barely knew your name. Everything about it felt calm, predictable, normal. But normal is just a mask. That night, I finally realized it. It was a Thursday evening, a little after 9 p.m. The rain had just stopped, leaving droplets clinging to the kitchen window like tiny reminders of something unfinished. I was sorting through mail at the counter, bills, coupons, a newsletter from Ethan's school, when I heard footsteps on the stairs. Slow, heavy, not like usual. My older son Michael appeared first, hoodie up, hands stuffed into the pockets. His face was unreadable, too quiet for his usual loud personality. A moment later, my younger son Ethan peeked from behind the staircase railing. His eyes searched for mine like he needed permission to breathe. "Mom," Ethan said softly. Something inside me tightened instantly. "What happened?" I asked. But before he answered, the house itself betrayed us. A door and stairs slammed, strong enough to make a picture frame tilt. Michael flinched. Ethan stepped closer to me, and a cold wave of dread swept through my chest. "Is your brother okay?" I asked, nodding toward the noise. Michael didn't move, didn't blink. He just whispered, "Mom, please don't go up there yet." I froze. Not because of his words, but because of the way he said them. Like whatever waited upstairs was something I wasn't ready to see, something he wasn't ready to explain. My hands trembled slightly as I placed the mail aside. "Boys," I said firmly, "someone needs to start talking." Ethan's lips quivered. Michael's jaw tightened. Both looked at each other, one scared, the other trapped. Then Ethan whispered the sentence that changed the air around us. "Mom, he got a call today. And after that, he hasn't been the same." "A call from who?" I asked. Michael's eyes flickered with the truth he wasn't ready to voice. And Ethan? He looked like he was about to break. The house felt suddenly smaller, like the walls were listening, like the secrets we had ignored for years had finally found a way out. I stepped toward the stairs. Michael shot out his hand, blocking me. "Mom," he said, voice shaking for the first time in years. "Please, don't go up there yet. Let us explain first." That's when I realized that whatever this was, it was only the beginning. When my son finally told me who called him, my knees went weak because that name wasn't supposed to return to our lives. Michael's hand was still pressed against the banister, blocking my way up the stairs. His eyes were full of something between fear and desperation, something I hadn't seen in him since he was a child terrified of thunderstorms. "Mom, please," he repeated, "not yet." Ethan stood behind him, small, trembling, clutching his sweatshirt sleeve like a lifeline. That alone terrified me. Ethan never trembled, not even during doctor visits or school presentations. But now, he looked like a child hiding from a monster only he could see. I drew a slow breath. "Okay," I said softly. "Then tell me, what happened after school today?" Michael pressed his lips together, like the words were too sharp to let out. Ethan stepped forward, voice barely audible. audible. "It started at 4:12 p.m., he said. He remembered the exact time. That worried me even more. We were walking to the bus stop and Michael's phone rang. He looked at the screen and just froze. I turned to Michael. "Who was it?" He didn't speak. His jaw pulsed, and he looked away, toward the darkened hallway upstairs where the slammed doors still seemed to echo. "Michael," I said, my voice sharper. But Ethan answered instead. "It was your brother, Mom." "My brother?" "Ethan, which one?" The silence that followed was suffocating. And then Michael whispered the name I never expected to hear again. "Uncle Daniel." My spine went cold. Daniel, my older brother, had disappeared from our lives years ago after a family incident so painful we buried it like it never happened. No calls, no texts, no social media, nothing. He wasn't supposed to know where we lived. He wasn't supposed to contact my kids. He wasn't supposed to return. "What did he say?" I asked, fighting the tremor in my voice. Michael swallowed hard. He told me he needed to see us, that there were things I deserved to know, things he should have told me years ago. My heartbeat quickened. "Michael, you didn't give him our address, did you?" He hesitated. That hesitation was the first true warning. "Michael," I snapped, "answer me." He rubbed his forehead. "I didn't, but he already knew it, Mom. He said he'd been nearby for months." The floor under me felt unsteady. Ethan grabbed my hand as if he sensed I might fall. "And that's not all," Ethan whispered. "There was a second call, and that one scared him even more." Michael's face turned pale, so pale I felt the fear rise in my own chest. "What second call?" I asked. He looked straight into my eyes, and the truth in his gaze made my stomach twist. "Mom, someone else called him right after. Someone who told him not to trust Daniel." When Michael revealed who the second caller was, I felt something inside me break. Because that voice belonged to a person we all believed was dead. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. The kitchen light flickered softly above us. The rain tapped against the windows again, and the entire house felt like it was leaning in, listening, waiting. "Michael," I whispered, "who called you after Daniel?" He didn't answer immediately. His hands shook as he wiped his face, his breath uneven. Ethan moved closer to him, as if protecting him from something even he didn't understand. "Mom," Michael said, finally, voice hollow, "you won't believe me." "I will, even though my heart knew I might not be ready for the truth." He took a deep breath, then looked directly at me. It was Dad. Every part of me went numb. My ex-husband, my boy's father, a man who had been declared dead in a car accident 5 years ago. I felt the room tilt. "Michael, that's impossible." He shook his head sharply. "No, Mom, it was him. I know his voice. He said my name the exact same way he used to. He even called me Mikey. No one else calls me that." Ethan's eyes glistened with fear and confusion. He put the phone on speaker for a second, and Mom, it sounded like Dad. My hands trembled uncontrollably. Memories flashed, hospital rooms, police reports, the folded flag they handed my boys, the night I held both of them as they cried themselves to sleep. I had buried that chapter. I had forced myself to believe it was real. Michael, I said again, barely managing to speak. What did he say? Michael swallowed hard. He told me not to trust Daniel. He said Daniel is dangerous, that Daniel is lying, that he'll try to twist everything. I felt my heart pounding inside my chest so hard it hurt. Mom, Ethan whispered shakily, if Dad is alive, why didn't he come back? Why call Michael and not you? Why hide for 5 years? Those questions stabbed deep because I had asked them myself in my darkest nights. And there's something else, Michael said, stepping back as if afraid of his own words. What now? My voice cracked. He said he's close. Michael looked toward the front door, like really close, maybe even in town. My stomach dropped. The rain picked up outside. A car drove slowly past our house. The house creaked like someone was walking upstairs, even though we all stood on the first floor. Mom, Ethan whispered, clinging to my arm. What if both of them are lying? What if neither of them are who they say they are? Michael closed his eyes, voice breaking. Mom, what if Dad never died? And what if Daniel didn't call to warn me, but to pull me into something he knew you couldn't protect me from? A cold chill ran through me, because for the first time that night, I realized this wasn't just a family secret. It was a threat. The moment I checked Michael's phone, I realized someone had been watching us long before those calls ever came. My legs felt unsteady as I walked toward the dining table where Michael had left his backpack. Give me your phone, I said. Mom. Now, Michael. He hesitated, then handed it over. The device was still warm, like the calls had come only minutes ago. The screen lit up with my reflection, pale, shaken, and trying desperately to stay strong for my boys. I opened the call log. 2 numbers, both private, both within 90 seconds of each other. My chest tightened. Michael, I said, did you save either number? He shook his head. He said he tried, but when he clicked details, it wouldn't open, like it was blocked. Ethan whispered, Mom, why would Dad call Michael, not you? A question that cut deeper than I wanted to admit. I took a steadying breath. Michael, tell me exactly what your father said. Michael rubbed his hands together, fighting his own panic. He said Daniel is dangerous. He said Daniel is trying to take something from us. He said he left for a reason, and that reason is coming back. A cold shiver ran down my arms. The boys exchanged a silent, terrified look that twisted my heart. Mom, Ethan said quietly, there's something else. Something Michael didn't tell you yet. Michael closed his eyes as if preparing for impact. Ethan. No, Ethan insisted. She needs to know. My pulse quickened again. What are you both hiding now? I demanded. Michael exhaled shakily. Mom, Dad didn't just say he was nearby. I waited. He said he's been watching us for months. My grip on the phone tightened so hard, my knuckles turned white. Watching us how? I whispered. Michael looked toward the living room window. Dad said he sees who comes to the house, who leaves, what time we sleep, when you go to work. My skin crawled. This wasn't a father reaching out. This was surveillance. And that's not all, Michael. A loud crack echoed throughout the house. All three of us jerked our heads toward the back door. It sounded like footsteps on the porch. We froze. No one spoke. No one breathed. Then Ethan whispered the words that made the air go cold. Mom, what if it's him? My heart pounded painfully, and for the first time that night, I didn't know who I feared more. My brother, Daniel, or the man I once called my husband. I took a step toward the hallway, grabbing both boys' wrists. Stay behind me, I said, because something or someone was outside, and they didn't want to be invited in. The silhouette at the back door wasn't anyone I knew, and it moved with a familiarity that made my blood run cold. I froze, my hands gripping Michael and Ethan's shoulders. The shadow didn't speak. It just stood there, motionless, observing, waiting. A gust of wind pushed the door slightly open, making the old hinges creak. My breath caught in my throat. "Who's there?" I demanded, my voice shaking but loud enough to pierce the darkness. No answer. Only the soft crunch of gravel under shoes, footsteps retreating slightly, then stopping. Michael swallowed hard. Mom, it's like they know we're watching them. My heart pounded. Every instinct screamed to slam the door and hide, but curiosity or fear kept me rooted. Ethan whispered, "Mom, we should call 911. I shook my head. "Not yet. We need to know who's out there first. Then we act." I tiptoed toward the peephole, squinting through the tiny circle of glass. The figure was tall, slender, dressed in dark clothing, face hidden by shadows and a hood. But there was something familiar in the way they stood. Calculated, patient, almost mocking. "Mom, I think I know them," Michael murmured. I froze. What? The way they stand, it's like they've been watching the house. Me, you, for a long time, he said. Ethan's voice trembled. "Mom, I don't like this. It's not just scary, it's dangerous." I wanted to argue, to say we could handle it, that we'd survived worse. But deep inside, I knew this wasn't just danger. It was predation. A soft click came from the side gate. My eyes darted toward the sound. The figure hadn't moved, but I knew they had tools, they had access, and they knew our every move. I whispered to the boys, "Go to your rooms, lock the doors, stay quiet, understand?" They nodded, trembling. Michael glanced at me, fear and frustration swirling in his eyes. "Mom, why us?" I had no answer, only more questions. But the first rule tonight was survival. I stepped back, heart racing, hands shaking. The figure shifted slightly, then just as suddenly it vanished from sight. I exhaled slowly, thinking it was gone. Then I heard it. A faint laugh, low and cruel, echoing from the side yard. I stiffened. It wasn't the laugh of a stranger. It was personal. My mind raced. Who could have such hatred toward me, my boys, our family? Who had the patience, the obsession, the audacity to study us this way? The answer was approaching. and I had no idea if we were ready. The next morning, the letter arrived. A single sheet of paper. 3 words that made my blood run ice cold. I'm inside. The envelope lay on the doorstep, sealed, pristine, but the message inside made my hands tremble. Morning sunlight spilled across the living room, but its warmth did nothing to calm the chill creeping up my spine. I had been checking the windows, doors, and locks for the 3rd time in an hour when Michael shouted from the porch, "Mom, there's something here!" A plain white envelope sat on the mat. No stamps, no return address, nothing. Just a neatly folded paper inside. I took it cautiously, my pulse hammering in my ears. Ethan peeked over my shoulder. "Mom, should we open it?" I nodded, though dread coiled like a snake in my stomach. Inside, the paper was blank, except for 3 words written in jagged, familiar handwriting. I'm inside. My breath caught. A cold sweat broke across my forehead. I don't understand, I whispered. Michael's face turned pale. "He said it's inside the house," he said. But how?" I couldn't answer. The idea of someone inside, watching, lurking, it was more than terrifying. I checked the doors, windows, even the vents. Everything was locked. No one, no sign. And yet, the words were true. Someone was here. Ethan's hand shook as he held mine. "Mom, what do we do?" We sat in silence, listening for anything. A creak, a whisper, a shift in the floorboards, but the house held its breath, too still. Then, the softest click came from upstairs. My heart froze. I grabbed a baseball bat from the corner. Michael followed me, holding a heavy flashlight like a weapon. We moved cautiously toward the stairs. The sound repeated, light steps, deliberate, patient. "I swear I heard it from the study," I whispered. We approached the study door. I put my hand on the knob. My pulse screamed at me to flee, but I couldn't. I had to know. Slowly, I turned it. The room was empty. No one. But on the desk, a single photograph had been left. It was us, the 3 of us, in the living room, taken last night. My stomach churned. Someone had been inside, watching, waiting. Someone had been closer than we could ever imagine. I sank to the floor, the photograph trembling in my hands. The silence in the house was deafening. And then, a whisper, barely audible, came from the staircase. "Don't move. I see everything." We had to act, but every step we took was being tracked. And the stranger wasn't just inside, they were everywhere. Every corner hid a secret. Every shadow could be the one watching us. The photograph still shook in my hands. Michael whispered, "Mom, we need to call the police." I shook my head. "No, they're too far away, and what if they're already inside, watching the call?" Ethan's eyes were wide, almost pleading. "Mom, what do we do then?" I swallowed hard. Fear was crawling under my skin, but I had to stay calm. We couldn't panic. Panic would make us easy targets. We decided to move slowly through the house, one room at a time. Each floorboard groaned under our weight. Each creak sounded like a warning. I led Michael and Ethan to the kitchen. Lights off, flashlight in hand. Shadows danced against the walls. Shadows that weren't ours. I froze. A soft tapping sound, like fingertips brushing the glass window, echoed from the back door. "Who's there?" I called, voice quivering. No answer, only silence. Then I noticed the back door was slightly ajar. I hadn't left it open. Michael hadn't. Someone had been here, and they had left us a warning. We backed away slowly, hearts pounding. Suddenly, the living room phone rang. I jumped. Michael and Ethan were frozen in fear. I picked it up. No voice, only heavy breathing. Then a chilling whisper. "I'm closer than you think." Click. The line went dead. I knew we had to hide. We ran to the attic, quietly shutting the ladder behind us. It was cramped, dark, and dusty, perfect for staying out of sight, but terrifying in its silence. Minutes passed, or maybe hours. Time had lost meaning. From the attic window, I saw movement. A shadow flitted past the front yard. Someone was circling the house, watching, waiting. I held Ethan tightly. Michael whispered, "They're not leaving. They're planning something." Fear turned into anger. Someone had invaded our home, our sanctuary, and they weren't done yet. Then I noticed a note tucked under the attic ladder. My hands trembled as I unfolded it. "Run if you want to live, but running only makes it fun." A cold shiver ran down my spine. Whoever this was, they were playing a game, and they knew we were trapped. The attic held more than dust. It held truths we weren't ready to face. We huddled in the attic, hearts hammering. Michael's flashlight flickered. Shadows stretched and twisted on the walls. The note in my hand burned like ice, its words echoing. "Run if you want to live, but running only makes it fun." I whispered, "They're not just outside. They know we're here." Ethan's lip trembled. "Mom, what do we do?" I didn't answer. I didn't have an answer. All I could do was scan the room, looking for anything that could help. Then I noticed it, a small trapdoor hidden behind old boxes. Dust coated its edges. My pulse spiked. I hadn't seen this before. How could I have missed it? Michael leaned closer. "Should we open it?" I hesitated. My instincts screamed no, but curiosity and desperation pushed me forward. Slowly, carefully, I lifted the trapdoor. A spiral of wooden stairs descended into darkness. A chill ran down my spine. This wasn't just an attic. It was a hidden basement, and it smelled of damp earth and something else, something metallic. We climbed down quietly. Each step creaked. Each breath felt loud. At the bottom, the flashlight caught something gleaming, a locket lying on the floor. I picked it up. Inside was a picture of a woman I recognized. It was me. And next to it, a note. "You can't hide from the past. It will find you." I dropped the locket. My hands shook. Who was doing this? A sudden noise made us jump. From the far corner, a faint light glimmered. A figure moved, slowly, deliberately. I swallowed hard, clutching Ethan and Michael. Whoever this was, they weren't afraid of us. Then, a voice, soft, menacing. "You've uncovered the secret, but are you ready for the truth?" The words froze me. Truth? What truth? The figure stepped closer. Shadows twisted around it like smoke. My mind raced, heart pounding, knowing that whatever awaited us here would change everything, forever. Some truths are buried for a reason, but we just dug ours up. The figure moved closer, the dim light catching only fragments of its face. My breath caught. Who was this? Friend? Enemy? Or something far worse? Who are you? I asked, voice trembling. The figure didn't answer immediately. Instead, it reached into a pocket and pulled out an envelope. It dropped it on the floor at our feet. Then, as quietly as it had appeared, it vanished into the shadows. Ethan whispered, "Mom, open it." I knelt, trembling, and picked up the envelope. It was heavy, thick, with papers, photographs. My hands shook as I opened it. Inside were old photographs of our family years ago, before I even remembered. But something was off. In each picture, someone was missing, someone we thought had left. And then I saw it, a photo of me standing in our living room holding a baby. But the baby wasn't Michael or Ethan. It was someone else. A name was scribbled on the back, Lydia. I froze. Lydia? That was impossible. I had no sister, no other child, no one else. The envelope also contained letters, yellowed with age. The handwriting was familiar, my mother's, and the words, they were shocking. I had to hide her for her safety. The past cannot catch her, but it will catch you if you dig too deep. My mind spun, my heart pounded. Who was Lydia? Why had she been hidden? And why now, after all these years, were these secrets surfacing? Ethan tugged at my sleeve. "Mom, what does it mean?" Before I could answer, a sound echoed from above, the attic. A door slammed. Something, or someone, was coming down. Michael grabbed my arm. "They're back, and they know we have it." Fear gripped me, but anger burned brighter. How dare someone manipulate our lives like this? How dare they hide the truth from us for so long? Then a voice, cold and calm, from the darkness above. "You found the first part of the truth, but the rest will destroy you." We backed up, clutching the envelope. I realized that whatever waited for us upstairs wasn't just an intruder. It was a piece of our family's darkest secret, ready to unravel everything we thought we knew. The attic door opened, and the person we feared most revealed themselves. The shocking truth about Lydia and why our family's life had been a lie was about to be exposed. Some doors should never be opened, but we just unlocked the attic. The attic stairs creaked under the weight of the tension in the room. Every nerve in my body screamed for me to run, but something, call it courage or desperation, pushed me forward. At the top of the stairs, a figure emerged from the shadows. The dim attic light revealed a woman, tall, composed, yet her eyes carried the same pain I felt every day. "Mom?" Ethan's voice wavered. Who was she?" The woman's gaze softened slightly as it fell on me. Then, with a trembling hand, she stepped forward. "I'm Lydia," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "Your sister." I froze. Everything in my life rushed back. The hidden letters, the photographs, the envelope. My heart pounded so hard I thought it might burst. "You exist?" I asked, disbelief lacing my tone. Lydia nodded. "Yes, I was hidden for your safety. Our family, there were things you weren't meant to know, but someone brought you closer to the truth. Now it's too late to hide it." Michael clenched his fists. Why now? Why appear after all these years? A flicker of pain crossed Lydia's face. Because the people who wanted me gone are still watching. and they won't stop until the family secret is buried forever. You needed to know before it was too late. My mind raced. The envelope, the letters, all the warnings. It was real. And now, she was here. Suddenly, the attic door slammed behind her. Shadows danced across the walls, and the familiar sound of a lock turning made my blood run cold. "They're coming," Lydia said, her voice urgent. Who are they? They are the ones who wanted me erased from history. They will do anything to keep the family's dark past hidden. And now, you are part of it. Fear and determination battled inside me. I couldn't let my family be destroyed. Not now, not ever. Then, as if on cue, a loud thud echoed from the floor below. Someone or something was trying to break in. Lydia stepped closer, her eyes meeting mine. "Mom, we have to fight, or the truth will be lost forever." The attic became a battlefield, and every heartbeat could be your last. The sound of splintering wood shook the attic. The intruders had broken through the floorboards below, and their heavy footsteps echoed like drums of war. I grabbed Ethan's hand. "Stay close." My voice trembled, but my mind raced for a plan. Lydia's eyes scanned the room. "There's a small window. If we can reach it, we might escape." But the intruders were faster. One of them's shadow fell across the stairwell, blocking our path. The tension was unbearable, every second stretching into an eternity. Ethan whispered, "Mom, what do we do?" "Fight or run," I replied, gripping the nearest object, a heavy wooden chair. The first intruder lunged. I swung the chair, narrowly missing his face. Lydia shoved Ethan behind a pile of old trunks. The air smelled of dust, fear, and something else. Something ominous. Suddenly, one of the intruders grabbed Lydia. "Let go!" I shouted, throwing myself at him. The struggle was fierce. It felt like the world had narrowed to just this attic in these desperate moments. Ethan screamed, "Mom! Lydia!" We fought with every ounce of strength. Each strike, each dodge brought us closer to survival, but also closer to discovering the secrets they were trying to protect. Finally, Lydia kicked the intruder back, creating a gap. I grabbed her hand, and we sprinted toward the window. Lydia followed, his small hand clutching mine. "Jump!" Lydia urged. We leapt into the night air. The cold hit us like a wave, but we were free, for now. Below, the intruders shouted, frustrated, but one voice stood out, a chilling whisper. "This isn't over. The family secret will die, and so will anyone who uncovers it." We landed hard on the ground, bruised but alive. The attic was behind us, but the danger had only just begun. Lydia's hand trembled in mine. "You have to understand, they will never stop. And the letters, the truth, it's all just the beginning." I looked at Ethan, whose wide eyes reflected fear and disbelief. My heart ached for him, but I knew we had to keep moving. In the darkness, every shadow could be a predator, and we had no idea who to trust. We ran through the dense forest behind the house, branches clawing at our clothes and skin. Ethan stumbled once, and I pulled him up. "Keep moving, don't look back," I urged, though my own heart was pounding with fear. Lydia whispered, "They're out there. They know where we went." The forest was silent, except for our breathing, but every rustle felt like footsteps. Every shadow seemed alive, watching us. Suddenly, a twig snapped loudly to our left. We froze. Ethan pressed himself against me, eyes wide. A figure emerged, cloaked in darkness. "Stop!" the figure demanded, but it wasn't one of the intruders. It was someone else, someone who claimed to know the truth about the letters. "You're running from them, but you don't even know what you're running toward," the stranger said. Their eyes were intense, almost pleading. "What do you mean?" I asked, gripping Ethan tighter. "The letters, the secret, it's bigger than your family," the stranger explained. "They won't just kill to hide it, they'll destroy anyone who tries to expose it." Lydia's face paled. "We need to go back and find the rest of the letters before it's too late." "Are you crazy?" I hissed. "We barely escaped alive." But before we could argue further, distant shouts filled the night. The intruders were closing in. Panic surged through me. The stranger handed us a small map. "This will guide you to a safe place, at least for tonight. But trust no one, not even me." We didn't have a choice. We followed the winding paths, leaping over roots and dodging unseen obstacles. Every step felt like we were diving deeper into a trap. But the alternative was death. Finally, we reached a clearing. A hidden cabin stood there, almost invisible in the darkness. The stranger nodded toward it. "In there, you can plan your next move." As we entered, the door slammed shut behind us, safe for the moment, yet the weight of the night pressed down. Ethan's trembling voice broke the silence. "Mom, will they come here?" I hugged him close. "Maybe, but we'll be ready." Lydia unrolled the map. "This is just the beginning. If we survive tonight, the real hunt starts at dawn." A cabin in the woods, a map full of secrets, and enemies who wouldn't stop until the truth was buried forever. The calm before dawn was a lie. The real danger was about to strike. The cabin was quiet, almost too quiet. We huddled around a small lantern, its flickering light casting long shadows across the walls. Ethan was curled up, trying to sleep, but I knew none of us would get rest. Lydia traced her finger along the map, murmuring, "The intruders won't expect us to fight back, but we need to be smart, or we'll end up like the others." I studied her face, determination mixed with fear. She wasn't just scared, she was ready to risk everything to protect us. The calm before dawn was a lie. The real danger was about to strike. The cabin was quiet, almost too quiet. We huddled around a small lantern, its flickering light casting long shadows across the walls. Ethan was curled up, trying to sleep, but I knew none of us would get rest. Lydia traced her finger along the map, murmuring, "The intruders won't expect us to fight back, but we need to be smart, or we'll end up like the others." I studied her face, determination mixed with fear. She wasn't just scared, she was ready to risk everything to protect us and to uncover the truth hidden in those letters. Hours passed. Every snap of a twig outside made us jump. Every owl hoot sounded like a warning. And then, a soft knock on the cabin door froze me in place. I motioned for silence. Lydia peeked through a crack. No one was there. Only a small envelope slid under the door. I picked it up, hands trembling. Inside was a single note. "You're closer than you think, but the first strike is already in motion." Ethan shivered. "Mom, what does it mean?" "It means we're not safe," I whispered, glancing at Lydia. We spent the next hour preparing. Makeshift barricades, checking supplies, weapons we could grab if needed. The map had marked a secondary exit through the woods, but it was risky. Very risky. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the back of the cabin. The intruders had found us. Panic surged, but this time we weren't running blindly. We waited, holding our breaths, shadows blending with shadows. Two figures appeared at the edge of the clearing. They were searching, unaware we had seen them. "This is it," Lydia whispered, gripping a heavy branch. "We either fight or we die hiding." I nodded. Fear and adrenaline merged. Ethan clutched my arm, eyes wide. "Mom, I'm scared." "I know," I said softly. The courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite it. The intruders stepped closer. One reached for the door. I exchanged a glance with Lydia, a silent agreement. We opened the door suddenly, surprising them. A brief struggle ensued, shadows colliding with movement. The intruders faltered, confused by our sudden resistance. And then, a piercing scream came from the woods. One of the intruders ran towards it, leaving the others off balance. Lydia seized the chance. "Now!" she shouted, and we pushed them out into the night. They disappeared into the darkness, but the warning was clear. This was only the first confrontation. A narrow escape, a mysterious scream, and enemies who were closer than we ever imagined. They thought they had the upper hand, but the shadows were hiding secrets they couldn't imagine. The night air was thick with tension. Even after the intruders fled, none of us felt safe. Ethan clutched my hand tightly, eyes darted toward the tree line. Every rustle seemed like another threat. Lydia and I quietly discussed our next move. "They knew where we were, and yet they didn't take everything," she said. "It means there's something bigger, something they're hiding." My mind raced. Could it be the letters, the hidden documents Ethan had found? And why did the intruders seem to know exactly what they were looking for? We decided to investigate the woods at first light. Armed with flashlights and courage, we ventured deeper, careful not to leave traces. The early morning fog made the forest look like a ghostly maze. Then we saw it, a small clearing with signs of recent activity. Footprints, broken branches, and in the center, a hidden trapdoor, partially covered with leaves. Lydia crouched to inspect it. "This must be their hideout, or a place they're protecting." Her voice trembled, but there was determination too. I swallowed my fear. We need to know what's down there, but we must be ready. Whatever's inside could change everything. Ethan looked worried. "Mom, what if it's dangerous?" I forced a reassuring smile. "That's why we stick together, and we're stronger than they think." We lifted the trapdoor slowly. A musty, damp smell hit us, but nothing could stop our curiosity. A narrow staircase led down into darkness. I turned on the flashlight, revealing a small, hidden basement filled with crates, papers, and maps. Suddenly, a floorboard creaked above us. Someone was watching. My heart thudded violently. A shadow moved, and before we could react, a figure emerged from behind the trees. It wasn't one of the intruders we fought last night. It was someone we recognized. A friend or a traitor. Lydia froze. "It can't be." The figure stepped closer, a sinister smile on their face. "You're digging too deep. Some truths are meant to stay buried." I gripped Ethan's hand. "We can't turn back now, not after coming this far." The figure laughed low and menacing. "Then prepare yourselves. The real game begins tonight." A friend or a foe, secrets buried too deep, and a night that would test every limit of courage. All masks were about to fall, and the truth would shatter everything. The figure stepped closer, and the dim flashlight revealed the face. My heart froze. It was someone we trusted, someone we never suspected. Betrayal had a face, and now it was staring right at us. I can explain, the figure stammered, but the tone was cold, calculated. Lydia whispered, trembling, How could you? Ethan clung to me. Mom, what do we do? I drew a deep breath. We face it. Together. The figure smiled cruelly. You think you can stop what's already in motion? You've only scratched the surface. That trapdoor, the documents, they were never yours to find. Suddenly, they lunged toward the crates. Papers scattered everywhere. Maps fell to the floor, revealing hidden locations, plans, and secrets we hadn't imagined. This wasn't just about money or revenge. It was about power, manipulation, and decades of deception. Lydia rushed forward, grabbing a map. These are plans for everything we've been through. Her voice cracked, fury replacing fear. The figure froze for a second. How did you... I stepped forward, adrenaline surging. We were never blind. You underestimated what family can endure, what a mother will fight for. Even now braver than ever, grabbed a crate and blocked their escape. You're not going anywhere. Panic flashed across the figure's face, but they tried to maintain control. You don't understand. This is bigger than all of you. But the moment passed. We had the documents, the proof of everything, and our courage was unbreakable. The authorities were just a call away. As the sound of sirens grew near, the figure realized the game was lost. They tried to run, but the police had arrived, having tracked our earlier alerts. Standing there amidst the scattered papers, the weight of the past weeks hit me. Every lie, every betrayal, every frightening night, all leading to this final moment of truth. Lydia collapsed beside me, tears of relief streaming down her face. It's over, she whispered. Ethan hugged me tightly. We did it! We survived! I looked at the crates, the hidden maps, the secrets now exposed. This night had tested every limit of courage, every ounce of trust, and every bond of family. And yet, through the fear, through the shadows, we had emerged stronger, united, and wiser. Every secret revealed, every betrayal confronted, and a family stronger than any shadow that threatened them.